Greetings there YouTube. So today's video is on something that you don't normally see in a thrift store or a yard sale or wherever you are. And that is an old spelling ace. This is made by a company called Franklin Computer. It actually works. I did put 4 AAA batteries. Holy crap. Something that actually runs 4 AAA batteries is ridiculous nowadays. To even think about. But it does work. I don't know if you can see that, but it says ready for word on the display. Basically, it is for those people who aren't so good at spelling and may not have a computer to spell check them at the time. Say they're writing an essay or something. This was a handy little piece of technology back then. A little bit of history about Franklin Computer. Well, to start off, they're a company that made Apple II clones back in the day. They went to all sorts of stretches to emulate their software, to even replicate their hardware almost perfectly. Which to me is kind of a daunting fact that somebody like Franklin Computer, kind of a little half-name computer company, as you may call it, made Apple II clones. To me, this resembles something somewhat of a ZX Spectrum, something I'm planning maybe on getting later on, as well as a Commodore 64 or something like that, mainly for nostalgia reasons and having fun playing old games. But this little spelling ace, surprisingly, I looked this up on Amazon, and it goes for around 25 bucks. Not bad for a little spelling handy computer from back in the day. First of all, before I even put batteries in this thing, I took the screws out, and took the back cover off and looked this thing over and made sure it was clean. One main thing that a lot of people have trouble with is they put the batteries in, and all of a sudden they'll have trouble with the damn thing, and then they realize, oh crap, I forgot to check the thing over, and then they realize that their board may be corroded and that the batteries just caused all hell sorts of damage to the thing anyway. This one is actually pretty well used. I don't know if you can see, but the keyboard is kind of rubbed off quite a bit. So, this one actually has, I can't remember when this one came out, but I know it has the Webster Dictionary actually kind of programmed into it for spelling-wise. Basically, it's just your average spell check, which is now in the form of a program on your computer. Whether you be running Linux, Mac, or Windows, it's there. And we take something like that for granted nowadays, that we have a spell checker at our fingertips. Well, back in the day, this is what you might use. There are more refined versions that are smaller, in the late 90s, I think. This was an 80s release, at least that is to my knowledge. But the 90s releases were these little tiny plastic, small, pocket versions, if you will. This will fit in your pocket if you got big enough pockets. Seriously, if you have shorts that are a decent size, this will fit in your pocket. So this was a convenience back in the 80s. Of course, you also had the Walkman and the Discman and stuff like that fit in your pockets because you wore baggy shorts back then. Seriously, you still wear baggy shorts. At least I do. But this little thing is not. I'm not gonna sell it. Even though it's worth 25 bucks, I know, it's worth money. Why keep it on a shelf? Well, nostalgia, mainly, and something to start a conversation with later on in life with kids, or with your friends. Oh, remember when this came out, or remember when this came out, or this. The Discman was one of my favorite mediums to listen to when I was a kid because it it was a portable CD player. You didn't have to lug a boombox around or something like that. Same with, I like the Walkman as well. I gotta admit, it has credit there too. One thing I do not have, which I plan on getting if the price drops, if the price is right, I will get a mini disc recorder and player, and see how that sounds. It probably rocks the socks off of most people to actually see one of those these days. Mini discs are awesome. Hopefully I will be able to get one. Anyway, last thoughts on this little thing. It's amazing, even nowadays, to have one of these. Mainly because they're they're kind of, well, I guess they're hard to find, and I found one at a yard sale. Number two, it's amazing because it actually holds a Webster dictionary in a small ROM chip in the motherboard of this little computer. Of course, it is kind of thick. I mean, it's nearly half an inch thick on the thin side, and almost an inch, or maybe 3/4 of an inch thick on the thick side. And it's a chunky little machine, but seriously, this little thing is well, it's amazing. If you ever have a chance to get one of these, just get one. Seriously, they're only $25. What the hell could go wrong besides having a screwed up motherboard or a battery pack that would, or a battery section that would be overly corroded that you would have to clean with Alka-Seltzer tabs and water, or in my case, it had a slight bit of corrosion. It was clean on the motherboard, but the batteries were corroded a little bit because they've been sitting in there for ages and God knows how long, really. But what I did was I did a vinegar and baking soda. I let it calm down first, of course. Basically, I just followed the tactics that my dad would have done for his car battery. So, there you have it. Seriously, I just can't get over the fact that I found one of these at a yard sale, and I picked it up for literally a damn quarter. A quarter. And these things are going for $25 on Amazon. I still can't get over that fact. As well as it's a little amazing piece of history that I will never get rid of. Unless, of course, it breaks down and I can't fix it. But I will never get rid of this, regardless of anybody saying, oh, this is worth $100 million. Well, screw you, because it's nostalgia. And I'm keeping this on my shelf. Anyway, if you want to learn more about Franklin Computers, seriously, just look them up online. YouTube, anywhere you can find information on those guys. It's actually pretty cool. I did some research too, and I found it quite intriguing. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, or a comment if you have one, and don't forget to subscribe for more, because there will be more videos on old tech like this coming very soon. See you on the flip side.